The Influence Tribe, episode number 34.
Believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to essentially die for the truth. If this is your believe in what the work that you're putting in it will pay off sooner or later, because it will if you keep going.
Hey, Influence Tribe. Now, you can take away every tool in my business, but the one thing I can't live without is my email list. Aweber is the #1 trusted autoresponder for over 120,000 small business, network, internet, and affiliate marketers. Now, right now, you have the opportunity to try out your first month for free. Just go to theinfluencetribe.net, click on the Aweber banner to get started today. Get your prospects to know, like, and trust you with the best autoresponder out there. Head on over to theinfluencetribe.net today and click on the banner to claim your first month for free.
If you want success in internet marketing, you just have to follow what real internet marketers do.
Now, what do I have to do to get you into this website today?
Right here, you're going to learn strategies, tips, and inspiring stories from up-and-coming internet marketers and current rock stars. Welcome to the Influence Tribe, presented by your hosts, Miguel Fuentes and Scott Lindstrom.
Nice, huh?
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Influence Tribe show on this wonderful Friday. Okay, I want to welcome to all of our viewers catching this on theinfluencetribe.com. Put all your questions down below, give us a shout out. All right, we'd also like to welcome all of our podcast listeners, so be sure if you're getting value from this, head on over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review.
I did a lot of my growing up in high school down here in Dallas. Dallas is, I call that home now, because that's basically where I built. I went to high school here, and they know me more here than they do up there. So
also, you actually got introduced to MLM back in 1997, and you happened to find MLSP back in 2010.
The way I got introduced was my high school basketball coach, who is now my business coach. He left coaching as high school basketball my senior year. And people were saying, like, yeah, he's over here making, 10, 15 a month. I'm like, what is it that he's doing? I'm 18 years old at this time. I'm like, what is he doing? That's what I want to do. I don't want to go to college, that's what I want to do. But I didn't know what it was. Like, I never knew the concept of MLM or the home-based business, anything like that, until probably about 7 years ago. And then it revolutionized when I got into MLSP.
Folks, also his primary methods is also through blogging and also paid advertising. We're really looking forward to hearing some of his strategies. So before we go ahead and get into tonight's episode, I want to turn this over to Miguel Fuentes, who's going to quickly go over who the Influence Tribe is and how you can be a part of this awesome community. Miguel, take it away, sir.
Good evening, folks. Thank you, Scott, for the introduction. Guys, welcome back. It's Friday night. This is one of my favorite nights in all of the week. I get so pumped because we get to hang out with so many people that are rocking and rolling in their businesses and are true leaders. And that's what we're about. If you're watching this right now, you know that you have it inside you. You know that you are a leader because you're listening to this podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody that's listening. For the podcast subscribers, I'm so happy to have Mr. Jay Warren on with us tonight. I just want to find out how the heck he's crushing the leaderboards and really building a big business and becoming that massive influencer. You're watching this on theinfluencetribe.com. Be sure that you click the big yellow button that says yes. Yes, I am ready to move forward. Yes, I am ready to get results. Yes, I'm ready to lock arms with a true leader that can help me grow. Click that button, fill out the form, take your $10 test drive. Let's jump in and rock and roll. Jay, please come out and share your story, sir.
Yeah, so basically when I first got started a network marketing company, this was the first one with my ex-girl. We did the traditional route, it's kind of the cliche thing here in MLSP, Analytics Pro. You get your friends and family, hit them with the list. We had some success. We rank advanced, but we did hit a ceiling. We weren't, walk away residual or anything like that, but we got some rank advancement. Then from that, they teach us, go back and talk to your family and friends again. And I just didn't feel like doing that. I didn't feel like bugging them, because they didn't have the same vision as I did. And I didn't understand that at the time, but I just didn't want to bug them. So I went to the internet, like, hey, there has to be a better way. Came across a video, I think it was a YouTube video, clicked the link, took the test drive, and basically never looked back since. I've been a member now for going on 5 years. Every time I'm crushing on the leaderboards, it's just I've just followed what they taught. It's as simple as that. If you can bake a cake from a cake box, that's basically what MLSP does. Is like, they give you the instructions on, here are the ingredients. This is what you need to do. And if you can follow those instructions, then you'll start hitting the leaderboards too.
There are a ton of proven strategies in that back office for sure. That makes me curious. What's your primary strategy currently? What's helping you bring down the leads?
It's definitely been blogging is the one where obviously I've learned that from Ray Higdon in the community. At first, it did, like, websites and blogging didn't make sense at all to me, and that you probably hear that a lot from bloggers. But how I use my blog, and the reason why it's my main strategy is because of the long term of being in business. A lot of times when people go online, they just, they're in a broke state of mind, and they hear, hey, make money or free leads or something like that. And then blogging is a way that you get free leads, but it's not free at first. If you can put in the time, which, I did, you can start, generating momentum with the blog. And then, and I just like the fact that I own it. That's just something that you own online. I love Facebook. I love YouTube. I love Instagram. I love all these different social media platforms where you can get that direct business to consumer relationship. But you obviously, since you don't own any of those, and if you don't follow those rules, they can just take that away from you, and all that stuff that you built. It's good luck trying to get all that back. With your blog, it's yours. You own it. It's just one of the things that it made sense after basically I went to the training through MLSP. It started to make sense to me. It started to get clear as day. Now, it made sense the first month when I was at MLSP, when I took the 10-day trial. But with time, it made sense. It made a lot of sense.
Was this your first strategy that you did or did you have to grow into it?
Oh, I definitely grew into this strategy. My first strategy was, and it still was Facebook prospecting. I listened to a lot of the leaders on the board, how they were getting leads through Facebook prospecting. The way that I was taught, and the way that it's still taught, through, not bashing any company, but it's still taught this way. It's like, hey, you got this resource out there, which is social media. Go out there and use your resources. Use this resource to build a business. When I was doing what they were saying, I was raising resistance to a lot of my audience. I was raising resistance to a lot of the people. It wasn't marketing, it was sales. Obviously, people don't go on social media and get sold to. So Facebook prospecting was a way that I could start, connecting and building relationships with individuals. And then, when the timing was right, I can actually, present to them what it is that I was doing.
Where do you advise your people to start? Do you advise them to start blogging immediately and then go prospect just to fill the basket now? Or kind of, how do you advise them on that? Because that's your primary strategy is blogging. So you're going to teach them blogging because they probably come to you for blogging. How do you help them kind of move through that process?
Well, most of them come to me through Facebook because they see the value in Facebook. They see a lot of my, not just my ads, but, a lot of the events I host here locally. So they see the value of building, using Facebook. So I'll teach them how to build, a network using Facebook. But the problem is that, and I didn't understand this, is that with Facebook prospecting, I didn't know who to target. So now that I know who to target, your marketing comes a lot simpler. So that's what I teach. I was like, okay, if you want to blog, I can teach you how to blog. That means you're going to be in this game a long time. So there's only a handful of people that want to really learn how to blog, because if people want to, they want results quick. It's like, okay, if you want results faster, then we can do some paid advertising. We can get it through Facebook. To answer your question, it just really depends, because it depends on that person's budget. It depends on how social they are. It depends on how long they're going to be in the game. So it really depends. So I ask questions and see where they're at in their business, and so I can get them started, in the right direction.
What are some of the finer points of blogging that are helping you make it work right now?
Now, I just have a better understanding of SEO. Like with MLSP sites, it's like it was just a gift for all business owners, because
it really is. It's amazing.
I don't know how to understand that, because if you're like really technical, like you just not a tech person at all, then MLSP sites is for you, because you literally, it's like 2 clicks and you have a website, you have a blog. I don't always tell people I'm the greatest writer, but I love to create content. So my mindset was like, okay, if I can just create content, put it on my blog, and then optimize it, and then from that optimization, drive traffic to it, then it's very, very simple. But when I started blogging, I built it from scratch. I had no idea. It took me 6 months to build it, and it took me like about 3 or 4 months to get results. So that's before I even bought courses. Like if I'd bought courses, I would have outsourced it. But but I got the knowledge. I got the knowledge, so it's good. But during that time, it was just I just wanted to learn exactly how exactly blogging worked. The optimization and basically to build that audience. It's great. Like I say, you can do it through social media. It's great to do it that way. But with blogging, I like doing it that way as well.
So you mean when you say optimization, you mean like having the correct keyword focus and writing a focused article and doing those kinds of things?
Rob Four, obviously, who's in the community, he makes it look easy. And what I mean is that he can Google some keywords and then be like, okay, that's what I want to write about. I took the Higgin approach. I listened to what people were saying, and I took that concept of what they were saying, and then I went to go do the keyword research. And then I'm answering the question through what people are already asking. And then I just go and find maybe 2 or 3 keywords, and I start ranking for those keywords. But the way Rob does it is it's unbelievable. The dude's him and the internet have some type of thing going on. I don't know. But the way Ray was teaching it, that made a lot more sense. That resonated more with me. So that's when I was like, okay, that's how when I can start ranking for 1 or 2, 3 keywords in a blog post. Then I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do.
With blogging, I know there comes some challenges with blogging for sure. What's the mindset that helps you get through that? Because I know I've seen people before, like they encounter this complicated thing, and the next thing you know, they just want to throw it down and not look at it again. So what keeps you in the game when those kinds of things are going on?
The best way to say it is just consistency. Just develop a routine and a habit that you're gonna, create piece of content every single day. There's a podcast I listen to besides this one, but there's another one I listen to. They write like a 60 paragraph, basically a book blog. And when people read that stuff, they're like, man, I don't want to do that. But if you break it down to small chunks, where it's like, okay, can you get online and talk about something for 90 seconds to 2 minutes? Of course you can. And then take that and then put it on a blog. Of course you can. Can you do that for 3 times a week? Of course you can. Small things that if you do that, those small actions consistently over time, all of a sudden you have this asset that you're building. It's going to start working for you. It's the ultimate leverage. And that's the reason why, I love blogging, because it is the ultimate leverage. I mean, as great as Facebook and, YouTube, well, YouTube's pretty leveraged too, but as great as all those are, I just believe that blogging, because that's never going to go away. Just like podcasts, I don't believe that's ever going to go away.
We're going to get right back to our show. But first, just a quick important announcement.
Hey, what's going on, Influence Tribe? Do you want 2017 to be the game changer in your business? Then you need to attend this event called Live the Dream in Austin, Texas on August 11th through the 13th. This is an awesome 3-day event where you can learn from multiple 6- and 7-figure income earners. It's very simple. Just head on over to ltd.theinfluencetribe.net. That's ltd.theinfluencetribe.net.
Are you getting tons of value? Yeah! See, we told you. Be sure to head over to iTunes to like and subscribe. The Influence Tribe.
Awesome. I know we kind of chatted briefly before the hangout got rolling, and you mentioned you coach a lot of people. What are some of the points that you see coming up on a regular basis with the people that you coach, and how do you get them through that?
A lot of my events, when I host these events, I have a headline or what I'm going to be teaching or something like that. They always come because of the headline. Probably like the first 5-10 minutes of my event, I always talk about mindset, because that's like the foundation before you even start marketing. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think that if they just get this tool on Facebook, they'll be good. This next course, they'll be good. All the marketing that that we do, and all the courses that we either invest in or that we create, yes, they work because these is proven. This is through the experience of all of us. But if you don't have your mindset right, then none of it's going to matter. So I can buy $10,000 of courses, $100,000 of courses, but if my mindset isn't right, in the right state of mind, okay, how am I going to apply what I'm learning, even from an event or from this podcast or something like that? If I'm not going to take any tips and start applying it to my business, then you're wasting your time, because you're hoping your marketing is going to be good enough without, and it may be good enough, but the thing is if you shift your mind, the marketing stuff becomes very, very simple.
What's something you've learned maybe in the last month that is just absolutely amazing, that blew you away?
Well, I would say Instagram. I know we talked about this a little bit before, but it's been Instagram because a lot of people who are visual. If you're in business and you're a business owner and you want to attract the right people to you, first put that information out there. But then if you're doing it, like for example, Insta stories, you can go back and see who's watching. And and that was kind of what blew me was like, oh, I didn't even know, there's people that watch that you had no idea who are watching your content. So, that can, someone might discourage people because like, oh, I don't want them watching. Or it can be like, oh, there's actually people watching and those people have voices. So those people can actually refer people to you, if your content is very helpful and very useful. So, Instagram, I never really got into Snapchat, but Instagram and Instagram stories is something that I've been using probably the last month or two where it's like, man, this is pretty cool.
In the beginning, we all struggle. Give us something that you had to overcome early in your business to succeed.
First, it was the fear of failure, which is pretty common. And then the fear of success, like once you start being successful, are you going to be able to handle those responsibilities? Because that doubt would always come in your head, whether, when you accomplish your goals, you've accomplished it, but then, you're going to set other goals. So that doubt always comes in your head because that voice is always in there. So I would say, fear of failure first and then fear of success.
Gotcha. Jay, what would be, would you say, one of the proudest moments so far that you've had in your network marketing or in your primary business?
The first one was my first check that I got from somebody I had no idea who that was. I was somewhere in Europe. I got this notification that I got a commission. It was like $200, and I was like, oh, and I was with my ex at the time. I was like, oh my gosh! I said, look, I got a commission. So I was, the thing that works. This actually works. And it was another time where I think I got my first commission from MLSP, and I forgot how much it was. It was, but that was it just gave me that this industry is real. And that's all I needed. I just needed to know that that what the work that I'm doing is real.
Jay, give us one or two of your favorite quotes.
Jim Rohn, I think they're both gonna be Jim Rohn. Don't wish that things were easier, wish that you were better. Who do you want to become? I ask that, who do I want to become? Because when people enter this industry, it's obviously for, financial purposes. You stay in it long enough, you start to grow into something that you didn't think that you were going to grow into. So you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, change your inner circle. I got around the people that were doing the same thing that I wanted to do.
Can you go ahead and give us one habit that's helped you become successful in your business and elaborate on that?
It's just been a routine, just being consistent in a routine. Once you get a routine, there's a book called The Miracle Morning, and it's actually targeted towards network marketers. It talks about having a morning routine. If you have a morning routine that you're doing every single day, and you create that habit, it's going to be hard not to have success in your business when you create that routine.
Can you go ahead and give us a little bit of your DMO? What do you do on a daily basis?
So usually what I do is I'll wake up at 4:30, read my affirmations. I have them right here, I have them on my phone. So I'll just read them. Some people write them. From that, I basically turn on, it's usually a podcast because I'm about to go to the gym. So I'll take probably like a Gatorade bottle. I'll head to the gym, do some gym work for about an hour. On the way back, I'll turn on another podcast. The one to the gym is Mindset. The one from the gym is Sales Training. Because I get my mind right in the morning, and then on the way back, I have some sales training so I can kind of think of the content that I want to create. So when I get back home, I start creating the content for my marketing. And from there, start getting on calls. I'll go to the events that I create, I'll do those. So after 9 o'clock, it just, kind of rolls depending on a networking event I'm doing, a networking event I got to go to, and then just follow-ups with my leads. Leaders
are readers, so they say. So give us one or two books that you would recommend that you've read in the last 6 months.
Well, that's true. Obviously I mentioned the Miracle Morning. That's one. Obviously, Think and Grow Rich. That's kind of a cliche. But the one that I really enjoyed was by T. Edgar Harvard, I think his name is, the Millionaire Mind.
T. Harv Eker.
There you go. I don't know his name. I don't know the author. I just know the book. It's called The Millionaire Mind. That was a book that I read that at the beginning of the year, and I've read it. I have it on audio now. It's one of the books I listen to on the way back, and I read that. I listen to that, and he's pretty straightforward with what he says, but it's a really great book, and he talks about the mindset and the wealthy mindset. So that's a book I would recommend.
Can you tell us one of the best pieces of advice that you've ever received as it's related to your business?
So you were talking about habits earlier, and I would say one of the, obviously the daily routine, but one, while I was playing basketball, and we didn't mention this in my story, maybe on another podcast, but while I was playing basketball, I developed habits in basketball. What somebody suggested to me was like, how did you become a professional athlete? And I explained it to him. It's like, well, you need to take that same routine, that same mindset if you want to build a successful business. And that's what kind of like, that's what clicked for me. I was like, oh, so, if I do this for a certain amount of time, then this is what I have. And they were like, yes. I was like, that made a lot of sense to me. So that's exactly what I did.
Jay, share with us a moment in your business that you were struggling, and then you had this like aha moment. The light bulbs went off. It started clicking for you. Share with us that breakthrough moment for you and what it was.
Well, I guess it was a little bit from that piece of advice too. That aha moment is like if I start creating habits like I did with with my basketball career, and I start treating this like a career, then I'll start getting results. There's a lot of people who are always, waiting to get ready, and I see that all the time where people are just waiting to get ready, and that kind of fuels me. Is like I used to be there. I don't want to be there again. Yeah. So what I do, so that aha moment for me was just if I create habits that are going to move me forward in my business. I mean, like I did in my basketball career, I can do the same, create the same habits and move me forward in my business, and that's exactly what I did.
So before we go into this, I want to go ahead and close this episode out. I'm going to turn it over to Miguel real quick, who's going to give any final closing statements or questions that you might have. Miguel?
Guys, this has been a phenomenal interview. Jay, thank you for being here with us this evening. We're absolutely grateful to have you on. For everybody that's watching on the influencetribe.com, make sure that you click the big yellow button on the side of the page that says yes, 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 yes. I am ready to get results. And I love that question. I love that it's phrased that way because yes opens doors. Yes brings opportunity. Yes lets people know that you are going somewhere. So yes, go click the button, fill out the form, get back to the person that brought you, and let's rock and roll. Before we do, I got to ask Jay one more question because ever since he said this, I need to have an answer to it. Jay, how did you overcome your fear of success? Because I hear people saying how they overcome their fear of failure and their fear of defeat all the time, but you rarely hear the fear of success, which is the other side of the coin. How did you overcome that in yourself personally?
You create a mindset that you believe in yourself. When your success comes, then the responsibility that comes with it, you'll be mentally prepared for it. Will Smith has that quote: "If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready." So if you have, if you're constantly staying ready and you believe in yourself, then when that success hits, then you won't have to get ready. If you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, living your dream life, then during the process when you're making this, down your journey, down your path, if you just have the utmost confidence and the belief in yourself, then that's how when the fear of success, that basically will go away. You're still attacking it. Just like you're attacking fear of failure, you're still attacking the fear of success, but it's just because you're attacking it with the belief in yourself that you can handle it. Sometimes you may not know how, sometimes you may not know why, but you just know that, okay, this is another challenge for me. Let me go see what I'm made of. And it's just a belief in yourself.
All right, this is the $1 million question. You've lost all your income, but you have all the knowledge that you currently possess. If you had to start all over again, what would you do in your business to start getting immediate results?
So this, I mean, for me, it's very simple. It would be first going out to networking meetings. Go out there, because I believe that the grassroots, you can start building those relationships really quick, really, like as fast as possible. And then from there, when I start building those relationships, I would just network. I would go face to face. I would go Facebook. I would prospect, each and everybody in my industry. And then after that, I would host events and drive people to those events. And I would have some type of product I would be selling, or, maybe my network marketing company, or, use the attraction marketing principles where, maybe my first one is free. And then at the end of it, I'm selling my coaching service. And then from that coaching service, I can generate income that way.
Now, do you got any parting words for our audience, words of wisdom or best advice, and how can they get in contact with you?
One, believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to essentially die for the truth. If this is your belief, believe in the work that you're putting in. It will pay off sooner or later, because it will if you keep going. Quit. They say quitters never win, winners never quit. It's true. So just don't quit. The best way to get in contact with me is they can go to my website, askjwarren.com, or you can find me on Facebook too. Facebook.com/JWarren page. So but head to my website. I'm a blogger at askjwarren.com, and you can find out more about me there.
Folks, you are the product of the 5 closest people that you hang out with, and tonight you've been hanging out with Jay Warren. Jay, want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. You are truly a massive influencer. Good night, and God bless you.
I appreciate you having me on, Scott. Thanks, Miguel. God bless you guys too.
Thank you for joining us today at the Influence Tribe. All right, here's what you got to do. Run, don't walk. Over to theinfluencetribe.net for recaps of every show, training, and helpful resources. Make no mistake, your internet marketing success is waiting for you. Head to the website and prepare yourself to become a massive influencer.